Do you know the important differences between a Mexican migrant worker and a South African migrant worker? Let's talk about it. First, let's talk about where they come from. Did you know that Mexican people had half of their land taken by the United States? I'm amazed that people don't know this, but think of every city in the United States, Southwest, that has a Spanish name. That used to be Mexico. You know how Trump is saying he wants to take Greenland, how he wants to annex Canada? That's essentially what the United States did to much of Mexico. We have California, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, parts of Wyoming. I can't even remember all of them. Sometimes Mexican people like to say, we didn't cross the border crossed us. Now let's talk about where South African people come from. The people who are coming here as migrants were colonizers in South Africa. And during the apartheid system, black people had their citizenship taken away from them, and the country was run by white colonizers. Black people were sent to live in ghettos and Bantustans where they had no legal rights and lived very harsh lives without dignity until there was a revolution and apartheid was overthrown in rather recent history, I think like in the late 80s. Now that white people no longer control South Africa, many of these migrants feel that they want to live somewhere else. And Donald Trump and Elon Musk are here to welcome them. Now let's talk about benefits. You know, like free housing, food, shelter, things like that. Mexican people, Mexican workers, although we see them everywhere, picking our fruits and vegetables, working in restaurants, taking care of our elders, doing construction, doing building, the Mexican laborers have gotten zero free benefits, zero free housing, zero free food stamps, zero free Section 8, because they have been undocumented workers, working here under the radar, not because they wanted to, but because the rich people didn't want to fix the immigration system so they could pay them cheaper. But they did give many of the day laborers Social Security numbers that were not good for anything but helping them to pay taxes into the system here. So yes, they've been paying into the system but not getting any benefits. Now let's talk about the South Africans. They'll be here under refugee status, so they will be entitled to housing, food support, whatever someone on a low income level is entitled to in the state where they live, they will be entitled to it, and perhaps more. I don't know what the deal is that Donald Trump has set up for them, but they will be like the Venezuelan people that were here. The Venezuelan people also had a protected status. They were here legally because the United States had caused with sanctions, starvation, and, a humanitarian crisis in the United States' attempts to throw out a so-called socialist government the United States didn't like. So the South African immigrants will get these benefits that MAGA people like to talk a lot about. But understand, the Mexican day laborers, the Mexican migrant workers never received these benefits, but paid into the system. These are just things that, no matter what your opinion on immigration is, that I wish all American people, all United States citizens, I just wish people understood that.
It's actually high time the Latinos know their friends and actually know that the white supremacists will always choose the white supremacists. Tell me how they actually deported the Latinos and they are now bringing in the white Afrikaners from South Africa to enjoy what the Latinos have been building in America. It was not all about the illegal immigrants, because why should you deport somebody who have been working in America and then go and bring another immigrant from a different country and then go bring another person in that space? It's like you are deporting the Latinos to pave way for the Afrikaners, and that's actually very sad. It's high time that the Latinos unite. It's high time that the Latinos, take a different path, maybe join the blacks. It's high time that the Latinos uh, stop seeing blacks as aggressive when they wake up and fight for their rights. Because since the deportation saga, we haven't yet had the Latinos coming together and protest. We haven't had that. So I think that Latinos should take a different path. And I don't know what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And if you're watching this for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
This message is directed more towards those Latinos for Trump, not all those white KKK MAGAs, but more the Latinos for Trump. I'm very disappointed in your guys' behavior and the way you guys have spoken down on your own raza. But I just wanted to know your guys' thoughts on this Wyte South African, this plane that just landed carrying 49 white South Afrikaners. Now, for a little bit of background, South Africa has for a long time been under apartheid. White South Afrikaners make roughly 12 times more than their black counterparts. Yes, yet they claim to be persecuted. They claim to be discriminated against, but yet they benefit from the largest wage gap difference in the entire world. They own practically the entire country. But yeah, now President Trump, after cutting off refugee programs from practically every other country and race, has now opened the door for these white South Afrikaners, has welcomed them with open arms, has given them refugee status, has given them housing, is going to give them housing, I should say, housing, money, benefits. Oh, and not to mention, he brought them on a government-funded private charter from Johannesburg directly to the United States. Obviously, this is very racist on his part. He has pretty much done away with all other countries, Latin American countries, Asian countries, Afghanistan, for example, other African countries. I just wanted to know, what is your guys' opinion? How are you guys going to spin this? How are you still going to say that he's not racist? How are you still going to continue to support this racist, fascist, bigot government? So I just wanted to know your guys' opinion. I know that your views are not going to change, that you're going to continue to support him, but let's have a real discussion. Tell me what you guys think, and how are you going to justify this?
Told you MAGA does not know what they believe in. Say we make everything about race. Donald Trump got rid of the refugee program. Rid of it. Dunzo. No more people in our country. And MAGA's like, yeah. Even the brown people. The brown Latinos for Trump. Yeah. But then the Trump administration has decided to let in white South Africans. And it's not even about race. They're making it about race. They have to be white. You can come to the US if you're white. We will roll out the red carpet. We will fly our planes over there and buy you plane tickets. And you know how wrong this is? The Episcopal Church just announced we're done helping refugees with the Trump administration. Why? Because you're allowing white South Africans in and not Afghans, not Venezuelans running away from corruption. And stay tuned, more white South Africans are coming, and MAGA will be cheering them on.
I just saw a video that Trump has brought in the white immigrants who are being poorly mistreated in their country, so he wants to save them. You Latinos for Trump, come to the front. Come to the front, you fucking disgraceful pieces of shit, you. What a fucking embarrassment you are to our people, to our culture, to our ancestors. who fought with their freaking lives against this very same regime that you got up, got dressed with your own right and your own free will, and voted for this fucking piece of shit president that's here now. And we all, as a whole, the Hispanic community, get looped in with you all. As, oh, your people voted for him. Because you want to be white aligned so fucking badly. You know that when Christopher Columbus went to put the island of Puerto Rico, I'm talking to Boricuas right now. When he went to the island of Puerto Rico, he found the Taino people to be so warm and welcoming and giving that he went back to Spain and told the king, yo, give me 50 soldiers, I can take over the whole island. These people are giving to a fault. He went over there and captured all the natives, tortured, killed, sold, and raped the women. And you pieces of shit voted for the same type of motherfuckers. I'm so pissed. I can't even stop cursing. There's not even a word to describe what I think about you Latinos for Trump. There's no, because you are disgraceful beyond measure. And to get a pat on the head that you didn't even get. You're nothing more than a whore for a white man. And I'm talking to men and women alike.